Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Number 3, how about those Minnesota Wild who have won 7 consecutive hockey games and are running away with the Central Division? They're coming out of nowhere. 4th place team are the Toronto Maple Leafs, who got off the snide with the big win last night. And again, 38 points are 38 points. At number 5 are Darryl Sutter's rough and tumble Calgary Flames, who just keep winning. They continue to lead what's been a tougher division than we thought, the Pacific Division. That's our top 5 teams in the National Hockey League. Our bottom 5 teams in the National Hockey League. I hope you're sitting down, because there's some new faces in the bottom 5. The 28th team in the National Hockey League are the Philadelphia Flyers, who fired their coach and still can't win. Philadelphia Flyers was 9 in a row they've lost. Kind of went back and forth on the 29th team, whether it would be these guys or the Seattle Kraken. Seattle's got some wins. They beat the Oilers the other night. So it's the Chicago Blackhawks that are 29th. It's kind of looking like they are who we thought they were. The 30th team is the Vancouver Canucks, who made a coaching change and did win in the debut for Gabby the other night over LA. So Vancouver is 30th. They're moving on up like George and Wheezy. 31st team is the Montreal Canadiens, who have lost 4 in a row, including the Stanley Cup rematch last night. The GM change did nothing for Les Habitants. They're the second worst team in the NHL and the worst team in the National Hockey League. Congratulations, Arizona. You're posting a wire-to-wire finish as the worst team in the NHL. Are they even still in the league?
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
We need a new tagline. I think we're going to move on from Canada's daytime sports talk show. My mind immediately went to North America's daytime sports talk show, and it's just too long. From my cousin Christine in Sports Talk for Everyone. Andrew Miller, watching on YouTube, says, the daytime sports talk show. That's it. Frank Limaker is watching in Airdrie, Alberta, and he writes, and he says, how about the premier Can-Am sports talk show?
How about that? This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Another beautiful day in sunshiny South Florida. Daytime sports talk is on the air. It's the RP Show. And I hope you're ready to have some fun, because I know I am over the next 2 hours. Producer Clark's going to have to inform me when the Moose has jumped back into his chair, because you always love when the credits are opening. Not the credits, the intro's rolling, and they're like, your co-host is just taking off. I'm like, okay, I think I can handle it. By the way, coming up on the program today, oh, he's back. Hey, Moose, you're on.
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm supposed to believe. Are you ready to have fun?
Always.
First thing out of the chute. If you go to Don's Instagram now, there's a poll on he should shave the or get rid of it here in the Christmas holiday season. I voted for keeping it. What's the poll at right now?
It was 53% saying keep. I'm going to check. Let's verify this here. It was in favor of keeping. Here we go. 54% say keep it on the Instagram poll on my Instagram page. So we'll see.
More than anything, I think, what does your mom say?
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's leave it to
She
Mom.
hasn't weighed in yet.
Okay. Clark is telling me. Oh, well, isn't that great? We're having an audio issue. I thought it was just me and my headset. So Game Plus is okay. Okay. They're telling me to go to a commercial, and when we come back, we'll have 40 straight minutes of sports talk, Moose. So hang on. They're going to fix it in this 4 minute. Be right back. Let's get this thing going on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Well, how about that? How about flying by the seat of your pants, sports talk? How about that, the RP show? So are we going to take a break at quarter after the hour, or are we not, guys? What's going on? Tell me. So, okay. Well, thank you for sticking with us, everybody. I really appreciate it. They say that the audio issues are fixed. Thank you for sticking with us. And are we going to bring the Moose back in? What are we doing? Man, we're off to a flying start here today.
Yeah.
By the way, somebody has written in and wants to know on your muzzy what your significant other feels about the mustache. Forget about the mums. What does your significant other think about the mustache? Can we get that?
Extremely supportive, thinks it's good, but I caught her last night because I went in the Instagram story and I looked at, you can see who voted yes and who voted no.
She voted.
She voted no. And she's like, I didn't know you could see who voted yes and no. So she voted no.
Yes, you can.
I found out. So that might be the ultimate deciding factor, right?
Now we know. Mandy in Edmonton's watching, and she says, I've gotten used to the stash now. I'm okay with it until Christmas if needed.
Okay.
Just putting it out there. Maybe that should be the poll question tomorrow. And Darren watching in Salt Lake City, Utah. Darren Workman says, good morning from Salt Lake. Finally snowing. So, hey, I'll be waiting a long time for it to be snowing down here, by the way, in beautiful South Florida. So we are completely out of order today. And yeah, it sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up on the program, Andrew Hustler Patterson from Winnipeg Sports Talk. We're going to talk Grey Cup, Bombers, and Winnipeg Jets who visit the Seattle Kraken tonight. And also live from the 108th Grey Cup, Sportsnet's Arash Madani. He's coming your way in hour one. But the hockey fans are really going to love the warm-up here right now. Can you please fire the quick six show horn? Director Jordan, let's hope that's working. Is that working? It's working. It's working. And actually, before we go any further, the poll question today for Capital Auto Mall is, which I've spent an inordinate amount of time thinking about this. The greatest Vince Vaughn movie of all time is ... The options that I came up with were Dodgeball, Old School, Wedding Crashers, or other. And I think it's too early in the show to, we don't have a big enough sample size to give you the results just yet. My vote's for Old School. I can tell you right now, Moose's vote is for Old School.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one line just popped into my head, Moose, the one that we can't even say on the air. So it should be fun throughout the program today on Daytime Sports Talk.
Yeah.
Boom. That's the way it is, the RP show. So number one, NHL from Wednesday, Mackenzie Blackwood made 25 saves, and the New Jersey Devils snapped a 4-game skid and sent the reeling Philadelphia Flyers to their 10th straight loss, 3-0 Wednesday night. Karahat made 24 saves for the Flyers, who fell to 0-2 under interim coach Mike Yeo. I've got thoughts. I'm not just going to sit here and read the scores and what went down here in the one-timers. I got some thoughts on the Flyers. I have some thoughts on the Oilers because some viewers have written in specifically asking about that, and I got good takes. But I just want to tell you what happened last night. Logan O'Connor scored twice in a 22-second span in a 5-goal second period in Colorado. Snapped New York's 7-game winning streak, 7-3 in MSG. I watched that one. And I can tell you, you don't have the opportunity in Canada to watch NHL Network. That Brian Lawton is a handsome guy. Rangers defenseman Jacob Trouba had a goal and an assist and delivered a crushing check in a second straight game, one night after appearing to drive his right shoulder into the chin of Chicago's Juju Kara, sending the Blackhawks forward to the hospital and into concussion protocol. Trouba hit Nathan McKinnon with a shoulder check midway through the second period. The Avalanche's Gabriel Landeskog immediately dropped his gloves and squared off against Trouba. Did everybody see it? And did you see Trouba's comments afterwards? He was like, I was okay with the hit. I was okay with having to fight for it. I'm okay with everything. That was from Trouba. Frankly, I didn't think the hit was that bad. You just, I guess, have to remember whom he hit. We'll come back on that one. JT Miller scored the shootout winner, giving Vancouver a 2-1 victory over Boston. The Canucks winger patiently outweighted goalie Jeremy Swayman and tucked a shot in behind his right skate. Bo Horvat also scored in the shootout for the Canucks, who are 2-0 under Gebby. And Mark Stone had 2 goals, and Max Pacioretty scored the winner as the Vegas Golden Knights, Canada's team, defeated the Dallas Stars 5-4 Wednesday night. Vegas won its 3rd in a row while bringing an abrupt end to the Dallas Stars' 7-game win streak. So I have some NHL thoughts before I move on to some other scintillating topics here, Moose. Number one, George Bulls Club writing us on Twitter last night saying the Vegas Golden Knights have a goaltending issue and they're not going anywhere. My first thought on that is, hey, we won. That's good enough in Edmonton when they're winning 8-7. So what do you mean? I wouldn't have chosen Robin Lehner over Marc-Andre Fleury, but who the hell am I? I'm just sitting here yapping it up on the Yak Box every day. I'm not an NHL general manager. And Marc-Andre Fleury cooked his own goose, as we all know, in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Conference Final last year. So Robin Lehner's what you see. Robin Lehner's what you get. Deal with it. By the way, goaltending isn't necessarily... Goals against is not a goalie stat. Goals against is a team stat. I saw somebody somewhere asking if the Philadelphia Flyers' problems were on the goalie or are they on the team. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I came to an NHL market, to be able to watch this stuff with my own eyes. And the Philadelphia Flyers were playing so terribly as a team, and I think anybody can see that. Doug Armstrong was here the other night, the GM of the Olympic team. He can see, also the GM of the St. Louis Blues, that Carter Hart isn't necessarily the problem of the Philadelphia Flyers. And while we're here, Darren, you said somebody wrote into our Facebook page yesterday asking my thoughts on the Oilers' 3-game losing streak. Do you remember the viewer's name?
Not off the top of my head. I could look it up.
That's okay, because you told them to watch today.
That's right.
So here's my take on the Edmonton Oilers, okay? And it's really not that hard to figure out. I think part of the reason with Oiler fans is that they are right in the middle of the forest and they cannot see the trees.
Yeah.
And I read a really good article, by the way, on the Oilers' struggles, if you will, in the Edmonton Journal about how they've got 9 players over the age of 30. Ken Holland, way back in the springtime, said this is the way I'm constructing the team. If you look at the teams that win the Stanley Cup every year, there's a lot of guys with gray in their beard. It was a direct quote from Ken Holland, the general manager of the Oilers. They're still coming together. It's not even Christmas yet. I know we've passed U.S. Thanksgiving, but I think the Oilers are a lot like the Dallas Cowboys, my Dallas Cowboys. We know they're good enough. We know they're going to be in the playoffs. Let's just fine-tune. Let's tinker and stay healthy more than anything, because let's remember that Mike Smith is still not playing. Number one problem with the Oilers is goaltending, and that's not the goals against stat. That's just goaltending overall. Again, the other night against Minnesota, they were down 1-11 into the game. Notice what I did there, Moose? 1-11. The Wild opened the scoring. Mikko Koskinen's got to pull his head out of his ass. But at this point, he's not pulling his head out of his ass because he can't. So you all think that Mike Smith is going to be the next Grand Fuhrer? I say good on you. But they augmented the roster with, obviously, Duncan Keith and Cody Ceci and Zach Hyman. It's a good team. Just because they've lost 3 in a row doesn't mean you're going to flush the whole season down the damn toilet. They're still kind of figuring out who they are. And Connor McDavid said, thank God we built up this great lead. Think about this was the greatest start in franchise history at 9-1, and now they're wondering what's wrong with the Oilers because they've lost 3 in a row. So my case is this. There's nothing wrong with the Edmonton Oilers that goaltending can't fix. They're still figuring each other out, and they'll be fine because they'll be in the playoffs, and that's when they need to peak. Not like last year where they got swept by the Winnipeg Jets. Okay, that's my take. Moose, yours?
That's good. That's good. I'll always say, hey, be patient. You know, you can't be a prisoner of the moment, you know, and let one good game think that your team's instantly a cup contender and let one bad game instantly make you think that they're not. It happens in every sport. And I think patience is important. I think you're right. They haven't had Mike Smith, and he was playing pretty good at the start of the season. Goaltending will be probably the biggest concern down the stretch and into the playoffs. And they've got a lot of time to address that. But you're right. This is a much better team than it was last year. They're a good hockey team. And they'll be fine. Don't worry about a little 3-game slide. Everybody goes through this.
Right. Now, you could say, hey, just be patient and relax, and they don't always come out of a tailspin. But what I'm telling you is the Oilers will, because they're a very good hockey team. It's nothing that goaltending can't fix, but Ken Holland has clearly made the decision that these are the guys that he wants. So let's see how it all plays out. Similar to the Calgary Flames, when people asked earlier on in this season if they were for real, what did I say? They're for real.
Yeah.
And that was before they were first place in the West. Anyways, moving on. Point two, and what I would call the game of the night. Moose designated it last night. Great job, Moose.
Thank you.
Gage Alexander made 34 saves. However, the Edmonton Oil Kings capitalized on the power play with 3 PP goals in a 3-2 win over the Winnipeg Ice. Simon Kubicek, Josh Williams, and Caden Gooley did the goal scoring for the Edmonton Oil Kings, who finished the night 3 for 4 on the Peeps. Nolan Orzek and Skylar Bruce replied for the Ice, who remained 4 points ahead of the Oil Kings. Why am I reading junior hockey results? Because it was the battle of the top 2 teams in Canada in the entire Canadian Hockey League, and Edmonton won in Winnipeg. I looked up the attendance, by the way. Wayne Fleming Arena was sold out.
Bravo.
So when Hustler Patterson joins us coming up later on in hour 1, we can talk about how Winnipeg Ice are really garnering the attention of that city. By the way, in his final game before heading off to Hockey Canada's World Junior Selection Camp, Connor Bedard led God's team, the Regina Pats, to their 10th victory of the season thanks to a 3-point night in a 4-2 win over the struggling Medicine Hat Tigers. They have lost 16 in a row, Medicine Hat, but I thought I would squeeze in what Connor did. Connor 2.0.
Yeah.
People have been writing in asking how I feel about the Arizona Coyotes. Here we go. I told you the hockey fans would really love the warm-up. The football fans are going to love the next segment. The Arizona Coyotes could be looking for a new home sooner than expected. The city of Glendale informed the team that it intends to lock the Coyotes out of Gila River Arena by December 20th. If all outstanding debts to the city and the management company for the arena are not paid, Glendale City Manager Kevin Phelps sent a letter to the Yotes on Wednesday informing the team they owe $1.3 million, including $250,000 to the city. The Coyotes said in a statement Wednesday night, "We've already launched an investigation to determine how this could have happened. And the initial indications are that it appears to be the result of an unfortunate human error."
Oh, no.
I had a guy write me today. He says, come on, man. I work in collections. This guy from a bank wrote me. You don't get to a point where you're being locked out of the building without multiple chances to rectify the situation. Smells of a cover-up / damage control big time. He says, I look forward to your thoughts on the show today. When these guys bought the team, I said, this is a grease fire. This is hell in the handbasket. You think they've had tough times in Arizona before. This is going to be worse than ever. This is exactly what happened. And I had Coyotes fans writing me going, no, Rod, you don't understand. You're just a talk show host up there in the Great White North. You don't know anything. This owner, he owns a bunch of casinos in the valley. He's got more money than God. He's fine. I don't care whether you do or you don't. Pay your damn bills. Operate with class and tact. How bad does this look? So you got billions of dollars. Great. You're not paying your bills and the money that's owed. It's a joke. So when they say, oh, they're not leaving the valley, they got all kinds of money. Darren, we only got 60 seconds, but I'm just not surprised. But people are telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. So I just say, okay, I don't. And in a year or two, when I'm proving that I'm right, I hope you come back and realize what I was saying at the time. Your take on the Coyotes being locked out of their barn.
It's a mess. And doesn't matter how much money you have. You want to do what's responsible, manage your debt load, do what's right for the business. And if they're overspending, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But you're right. Where you hit the head on, the nail on the head was where this isn't the first time, line of communication. It's like, oh my gosh, what? You have conversations, you discuss different options, you look at ways out of it, you understand, okay, why are we in this position? Well, we were doing A, B, C, and D, and these things didn't happen that we thought would happen. Our revenues didn't grow, so you're usually, trying to work together to find a solution. This doesn't look like anybody's trying to work together, or one side's tried and the other side refuses. So it's ugly, it's bad, and it's not going anywhere good anytime soon.
No, that group in Arizona seems shady to me from the jump, and this is just further proof. But again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't feel like I'm done on this, but we have to take our first break. Ball for all when we come back. Grey Cup stuff. We got a great Thursday nighter tonight. We'll update the poll. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network. Daytime sports talk. Also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Daytime sports talk continues. It is the RP Show. We've got a sports update coming up and more with Moose, but I've been amazed by the amount of interest. Anytime we've talked about the Arizona Coyotes, how many people jump in with their thoughts on it. David in Winnipeg, David Ice, says the first sign of a failing NHL team is bills piling up and stupid excuses. This is not good for the team. From Mike Horrigan in Toronto, says the Coyotes are the CFL franchise of the NHL. Hilarious. John Ohm in Winnipeg says, Coyotes, just move them. Dead in the desert. And I like this one from Ryan McCarthy. He says, Gary Bettman, Ryan's in Saratoga, New York. He says, Bettman is too stubborn to take the loss and move the Coyotes to another city. There's at least 4 cities with NHL-ready arenas. And Jennifer at the Four Seasons says, now it's a question of do they fold or relocate? Not sure what's the better option. So we'll come back around on that. Just a quick sports update. The Toronto Raptors canceled practice this morning due to COVID-19 health and safety protocols. The team said the decision was made out of an abundance of caution and that further updates will be provided when necessary. From the college football ranks, Florida International hired former Colorado coach Mike McIntyre to lead the Panthers this morning. The 56-year-old McIntyre was most recently the defensive coordinator at Memphis. Veteran defensive backs coach Corey Raymond is leaving LSU for Florida. A big coup for new coach Billy Napier. Napier officially announced Raymond as the team's cornerbacks coach and assistant head coach for the defense this morning. And NHL tonight, the Leafs home to the two-time defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning. Montreal welcomes Chicago. The Oilers got the Boston Bruins in town. We'll come back on all of that hockey a little later on. Sports Update is for Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games. Book your group or business Christmas party now. The Tab Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. We can bring the Moose back in and his Muzzy. I checked the poll question results, and at last report for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, Wedding Crashers is leading the poll for the best all-time Vince Vaughn movie. And I can't argue that at all. It's a fantastic movie, but so too is Old School. But I guess you would agree that Wedding Crashers more Vince Vaughn. He was like one of three in Old School.
Yeah.
One of two in Wedding Crashers.
Old School was more Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, and Vince Vaughn. He was more front and center in Wedding Crashers, and he was even more front and center in Dodgeball. Those are probably the three that rise to the top for me when it comes to Vince Vaughn. But, no, great one. Love that guy.
Okay, so we got through the hockey. Football now. This is fun. I had written down simply Grey Cup stuff because there's so many delicious things to get into. Where do we start? The commentary at rodpedersen.com right now and airs on Cat Country Radio and Rock 98.5 is about the Grey Cup and how the fact that the Bet Regal point spread has swelled to 3.5 points. And maybe, Darren, we can get into the betting minutia because you know more about it than me. But I think it's kind of monumental that on Monday, Winnipeg was a 2.5 point favorite over Hamilton. By Wednesday, a 3.5 point favorite. Let's just stop or start there for a moment. Like a point in a championship game like this is a lot.
Huge.
Yeah. What would make the odds makers make it swell by a point? Because the only thing that's changed is Hamilton naming Dane Evans as their starting quarterback. I'm sure that's a factor in it, but your thoughts on the swelling of the point spread?
Well, what happens in the point spread, they think, okay, Winnipeg's favored in the football game, so they put him in as the favorite, but it is the Grey Cup. Now, let's not forget about home field in the playoffs. Now, you're going to have to fact check me on this because the last three, and it happened almost back-to-back, but not quite. Saskatchewan hosting the Grey Cup in 2013, and then it was Toronto and BC each hosting and being in the game at home, right? I think that was back-to-back years. And did they both win at home, Toronto and BC?
Yeah.
So teams win at home in the Grey Cup, right? Saskatchewan won at home, and now Hamilton's at home. So that plays into it. But what happens between when the odds are released and today is all the money came in on Winnipeg. So all the money comes in on Winnipeg, and they're like, okay, how do we balance this out? Because that's what they want. It's all about creating balance. So it's like, okay, we got to move the point spread up to see if that brings in more money on Hamilton. If it doesn't, they'll keep moving it up until you get to a nice balancing point that sees money coming in on both sides nice and evenly. Is 3.5 now enough to make you think Hamilton can cover? It's going to be a field goal or less? Or is it still too much? And we'll know if the line keeps moving that there hasn't been any money in on Hamilton yet. But that's what it tells me early on.
Well, I hope the betting people got turned on by that because that is so not my thing. What you're saying is, and I fully believe you and trust you, that the swelling of the line has to do with betting, the amount of money, nothing to do with football purposes, which is kind of wrong, but it's the way that it is. So whatever. Now, I don't know if you opened the email from the CFL. They're doing a great job. That's another part of my commentary today with the coverage out of Hamilton, particularly TSN, but can somebody go tell Davis Sanchez the lime sneakers with the gray suit is a fail?
It's not good.
How about that?
Can somebody tell Ches that? That's my only criticism of any coverage of Grey Cup is Davis Sanchez. Who's going to go run a damn marathon as soon as he's done that hit? I digress. So I'm reading the game notes, and it's pretty cool. Did you know this is the first time since the 09 and 010 Grey Cups, 2009, 2010 Grey Cups, that the same quarterbacks are starting in back-to-back Grey Cups? Did you know that?
I did not.
And, that's what's got the gray around my temples here. And you are old enough to remember that it was Darian Durant and Anthony Calvillo back then. Darian Durant for Saskatchewan, Anthony Calvillo for Montreal. We all know how that turned out. This time around, it's Dane Evans for Hamilton and Zach Collaros for Winnipeg. It's a odd statistical quirk that's a fact. The five last Grey Cup winners, the 5 last Grey Cups have been won by 5 different teams. Easy for me to say. Hamilton here's something that I don't like. Hamilton has broken the longest drought, 25 years between hosting Grey Cups. Last time they did it was 1996. It's now 25 years. That was a CFL record. Okay, Darren, you got to help me with this one.
Okay.
They started handing out the Grey Cup 108 years ago. What's the math? What's 2021 minus 108 years? 1913? 1913?
Yeah, 1913.
Right around there?
Yeah.
Saskatchewan did not host the Grey Cup until 1995 at Taylor Field. That is a 82-year drought. That's an 82-year drought. Don't talk to me about Hamilton and a 25-year drought. Am I looking at it incorrectly? Because I normally look at things incorrectly.
So they would word that and say between hosting Grey Cups. So the clock didn't even start for Saskatchewan until 1995 because they had never hosted before that. So I get that. But they went, what do you say, 82 years? Wow. Without hosting a Grey Cup? I mean, from 1913 to 1995? Yeah. Saskatchewan had the longest.
See how that rankled me?
How did that happen, by the way?
What, that we didn't have the Grey Cup until 95?
Was it always indoors?
Good question. Nelson Hakowich, our VP of Sim Events, is watching, and he says the first Grey Cup was 1909. Well,
they didn't do them consecutively.
I might add, there hasn't been a 2-year stretch where the Grey Cup hasn't been handed out since 1916 to 1919. Coincidentally, Spanish flu, which we all know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So Tacona Powley's watching in Winnipeg. He says the Cats can't cover. You don't think so?
Okay.
We can get into all this. Free Oleg watching on YouTube. I assume Free Oleg is in Toronto, or Winnipeg, says maybe they never let Regina host because they knew the Riders would never be in one. Or maybe it's I don't have the energy to get into that. Dylan Spicer's watching in Nova Scotia says, when did the CFL start having other cities host Grey Cups? Wasn't it originally always in Toronto? Yes, and that's because, well, not because of any particular reason, but Toronto has hosted more Grey Cups than any other city in Canada. And this young gentleman, Dylan, in Nova Scotia, is a CFL historian for knowing that. But it was because of a lack of hotel rooms. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says Calgary getting the game in 1993 really opened the door for a regular rotation. Oh, here's another one. Tacona Powley. Winnipeg and Hamilton were the backbone of the CFL in the 50s and 60s. With their appearance in this Sunday's Grey Cup, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are now setting a record for the most Grey Cup appearances with 26. So,
not a good winning percentage.
Well, I'm not going there.
I know.
He said it.
I know. It wasn't a dig. It was just an observation that just came to me right away, and I said it out loud. Yeah. I'm sorry, Winnipeg.
Well, sometimes think about before you speak. Usually you're telling me that. As a matter of fact, this might be the first time that I've told you that.
I know.
But this is one of my rare abilities. Because I don't have a lot. But I can read the game notes. And normally what I would do for when I was broadcasting CFL games was take those game notes into the bathroom. Remember prehistoric times when they used to actually print the game notes and we were in danger of killing too many trees on this planet?
Yeah.
I would take the game notes that were like a small phone book into the bathroom and I would read the whole thing. And then when I got on air, I had it all right there. I had it all just spitting them out, the stats or whatever, these little facts. So I did it today in advance of this show for a little Grey Cup talk. How about that, Moose?
Attaboy.
How about that?
Oh, by the way, Nelson Hackowicz says the Riders have a worse winning percentage in Grey Cups than the Blue Bombers. So just putting that out there. And before we break and bring in Hustler Patterson from Winnipeg Sports Talk, this is cute. There's a mystery show on television in prime time Thursday night. Pittsburgh versus Minnesota on Thursday Night Football. There's no way to figure out these two teams. The Vikings, 5-7, go from on the rise in a victory over NFC powerhouse Green Bay to heading into the abyss after a loss to Detroit. The Steelers, meanwhile, 6-5-1, can't get out of their own way on both sides of the ball at times, and then go and knock off AFC North leader Baltimore. Each of them remain in the playoff chase, although, according to FanDuel Sportsbook, the Steelers, ranked 14th in the Associated Press Pro 32, are a 3-point underdog tonight at the 22-ranked Vikings. But the Associated Press picked tonight. If you want to go put some change down at betregal.net, they got the Vikings winning tonight, 27-20. Will you be watching tonight, Moose?
I will be watching tonight. Absolutely.
Do you go along with that, Vikes, 27-20?
Yeah, I'd go along with that for sure. I think there's a better chance. I think they're a better football team, and they're the one team that doesn't reflect their record. I think they're much better than their record shows.
Those are all of our topics in the Quick Six. Moose, we'll see you back here for hour 2.
See you then.
Andrew Hustler Patterson joins us next from Winnipeg. Jets and Grey Cup Talk. You're watching the RP Show, daytime sports talk on the Game Plus Television Network. Live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Daytime Sports Talk is live. It is the RP Show, and I'm going to get to your comments in a moment. We got a ton of them. Taco Time viewer takeover is coming up. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday. That's today. I am not joking when I say this next guest is one of my favorite people, has been for a long time. Andrew Hustler Patterson joins us from Winnipeg Sports Talk. And I'm just so darn excited, Hustler, because we could go Grey Cup, we could go Jets, we could go a lot of things. I think we should start with the 108th Grey Cup. How you feeling? Bombers favored by 3.5. You're a big betting guy. They going to cover?
You know what? I mean, I think I'd have to lean towards yes. I think there's a lot of confidence in this team, Rod, because they've earned it this year. It's a very different atmosphere than 24 months ago when the Bombers were carrying an anvil of 29 years of failure into that game in Calgary. Winning that game changed a lot about this team, but what they've done since day one of this season against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, I think, has proven that, they should be a favorite going in. Now, like we said all season long, they don't give the Grey Cup out in week 8. They don't give it out in week 12. And they sure as heck don't get it out after the Western Final. And this is going to be an unbelievable matchup, I think, for the Canadian Football League. To have the TiCats hosting it, to have a rematch of 2019 is a perfect scenario. But I'm interested in your perspective on this. I think the Bombers sort of got away with one. I mean, they hadn't gone through a lot of adversity, and they had a lot of it against the Riders, especially in the first half of that Western Final. And, I think there's some semblance of the fact that, hopefully they got some of those mistakes out. Because it's unrealistic to think that you could do that a second time in a championship game and win. But to me, it all comes down to the line of scrimmage. In 2019, the Bombers throttled the TiCats on both sides of the line of scrimmage and won that game in the trenches. And, in a lot of ways, they did it again to Saskatchewan. I mean, they made a lot of mistakes, but their ability to move the football, to run the ball, and their defense, what can you say about it? You know what? Listen, I think Hamilton is legit. I think they're going to have a lot of mojo coming in and playing in front of their home fans. But the Bombers have been the best team all season long. And I do think that they win a second straight Grey Cup on Sunday afternoon.
Hey, listen, I went into the week saying Bombers by 7, but that they will win the Grey Cup by 7 or more. And I'm not moving off that. But I got to say this, Huss, we haven't really talked about this. And by the way, I really loved being on your show last week and had a lot of great reaction out of it. But there was a lot of talk about that West Final from '89, the 16-2 Eskimos being upset at home by the upstart Saskatchewan Roughriders. Bombers almost did give it away. This one, like, how worried were you? Were you worried in that game?
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, I got to give a shout out, and we've talked about this a lot this week on Winnipeg Sports Talk. But the crowd and the people that showed up for that game, Rod, that was the coldest I think I've ever been. I mean, we were in a wind tunnel for 3 hours. And, but people stepped up. I mean, the fact of the matter was 3 minutes into the football game, the Bombers should have been up 14-0 and they were down 7-0. And they continued to make some uncharacteristic mistakes. And I think that big part of it was the elements that they were playing in. I mean, Nick Dembski catches that ball 98 times out of 100. Drew Wolodarski's not usually fumbling on the goal line. But the bottom line was we got to halftime. The Bombers had made 5 turnovers and were down 3 points and never give up points in the fourth quarter. So there was far more confidence on Sunday than there ever would have been at any other time in my lifetime. I guess I'll say that. I mean, they knew that there was a lot of work to be done and this wasn't going to be the Bombers running away with it. But the way that they played all year and the fact that they were still in that football game, very much in that football game, despite 5 turnovers in one half, I think gave people a lot of confidence. And, as I said, they played great in the second half. I mean, there was the one big play to Duke Williams at the end of the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter has been owned by the Bombers this year. They did it again on Sunday afternoon, and they'll hope to do it again this Sunday in Hamilton.
As I say, you are what you are come playoff time, and this is proven at this year's playoffs. By the way, so Hustler and I both have the Bombers to cover. I said we had a lot of things to get to. The Jets, I looked up where they were in the standings the other day. Hustler was like, ooh, 6th. Only 2 points out of a playoff spot, but they seem to be raging in the Slurpee capital.
Yeah, it's been a weird kind of 3-4 weeks, Rod. I mean, at 9-3-3, with one of the best starts in franchise history, 15 games into the season, I think people were really excited and frankly really confident that, this is the team that we had thought. You've got a Vezina Trophy goaltender, you've got elite forwards and some great skill up front, and the Achilles heel for the last couple seasons has been the blue line. And the additions of Brendan Dillon and Nate Schmidt absolutely made this as good of a talented good of a group of talent on the Bomber, the Jet back end than they'd seen since the 2017-18 season. But they had a couple terrible weeks. I mean, they forgot how to score goals. The special teams have been atrocious, and that is probably the biggest topic we've had right now on Winnipeg Sports Talk. I mean, an impotent power play and the inability to kill penalties. I mean, they are a much better 5-on-5 team this year. But that doesn't really matter if you can't get it done with a man advantage or trying to kill penalties right now. So it's a work in progress. Lots going on. Ville Heinola got called up for this game tonight against Seattle. We still don't know whether he'll play. But of course, Neil Pionk with the 2-game suspension and didn't even make the trip because he's in concussion protocol as a result of the incident with Jason Spezza. So I think these next couple of games are pretty important for the Winnipeg Jets to get some points out of Seattle and Vancouver, a few days off, and then back with home games against Buffalo and Washington. But I say this, the one thing I think we've learned so far through the quarter point of this season is that it's going to be tight. It's going to be close, especially in that Central Division. There's a lot of good teams. Like Dallas had a really poor start. They just won 7 in a row. I mean, everything's sort of coming back to the mean. And I mean, we talk about the salary cap and parity in the National Hockey League. I'm not sure that there's a better example of it right now in the Central Division. And tell you what, these games are going to have almost a playoff feel from it. I mean, you know how much Winnipeg people live and die with their team, but even more so now with a little adversity. They had a great weekend. I mean, they didn't score a goal basically for 2 weeks. Then they had 8 on Friday against the Devils and a half a dozen against the Leafs in an incredible game Sunday night after the West final. So the way they played on Tuesday against Carolina was pretty disappointing. You just can't get into a stretch like they had of about 2 weeks where they weren't doing it. You got to pick yourself up and get back at it. And they've got an opportunity to do it tonight against the Seattle Kraken. But I don't think anyone's going to be comfortable until they're at 82 and the team's above the playoff line.
Huss, I think we only have 60 seconds, but the Winnipeg Ice lost at home to Edmonton 3-2 in a battle of the top 2 teams in Canada. Wayne Fleming Arena was sold out last night. I know that it's not hard to do that, but how much do you hear about the Ice in your daily comings and goings? Are they paying attention in Winnipeg? Do they have the best team in all of junior hockey?
Yeah, a lot more day by day. I mean, the Ice don't have the history in Winnipeg that the other teams do, and they sort of started off, and then the pandemic happened. And, they've had a real tough time getting traction. They're playing in what is essentially a temporary home for the next few years until they build a new home of their own. But I can tell you that people are paying attention to the Ice. Actually, myself, Michael Remus, and a few of the guys went out to the game last night. I mean, it's tough to miss an opportunity to see the top 2 teams in junior hockey in Canada go head-to-head, and man, the talent on both of these clubs. I'd never seen the Oil Kings before. Very, very impressed with them. But the Ice are sort of carving their niche out right now. And let's face it, there's nothing that sells a product better than winning. And the Ice have done a heck of a lot of it so far this year, and should be a really exciting season. I can tell you from being at that game last night, all we can hope for is that maybe we get a best of 7 between Edmonton and Winnipeg in the playoffs, because it would be an absolute treat for hockey fans.
Oh, you will. You will. Hustler, I wish we weren't out of time, but we are. Thanks for this. Enjoy the Grey Cup. Go Bombers. Appreciate you.
Take care, Rod.
Hustler Patterson joining. There you go. Hustler Patterson joining us from the Slurpee capital. Taco time. Viewer takeovers next. You're watching the RP Show. Daytime sports talk on the Game Plus Television Network. YouTube live streaming and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Patterson, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pie. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feeling the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down, bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special.
Holy, it's pretty impressive.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time for Taco Time Viewer Takeover. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday. I'll say it again. Buy one burrito, Get another half off. My favorite, the beef and cheese. Thank me later. I got some texts have come in on the 902, and they're all great. I just want to point out Randolph Charles is watching in Ontario. He's one of the folks that has migrated from Facebook to YouTube. He followed us over here. Come on down to YouTube. Randolph says, small bit of trivia, the 1976 Grey Cup game, every point was scored by Canadian players, including the infamous Gabriel catch for the ages. So just throwing that out there. I see that people are really enjoying the Grey Cup talk. There's not a lot of TV channels that are going to have Grey Cup talk this time of day. Just saying. Just putting that one out there. Daytime sports talk. The Rod Pedersen Show on Game Plus TV. The poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is, what is the greatest Vince Vaughn movie of all time? Told you yesterday that I watched Four Christmases the other night. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Wondered why I'd never seen it. Leading the way, the last I saw, Wedding Crashers leading the poll, best Vince Vaughn movie of all time. And I'm not going to argue it, even though old school is my fave. Jack Fulton's watching in Vulcan, Alberta, and he says, Vince Vaughn's wife is from my community. Her dad and I were teammates on the high school football team. How about that?
How about that?
From Dom watching in Edmonton, he says, the Arizona Coyotes story sounds like the new Slapshot byline by Dickie Dunn that they moved to Houston. Somebody's calling me from the 403. Don't they know that I'm on the air? Robin Wildy writes us from the Gateway to the North. Says, just sitting here watching the RP show on Game Plus and watching the WHL draft while streaming. Have a great one. Hey, enjoy the draft, Robin. Not a lot of dub draft talk on the show today. Sorry. Last minute of play in hour one. Jim Wagner watching from Belgoni. Good morning, RP Nation. Looking forward to the new jingle and new tagline. Question, favorite sign-off lines? Great show as usual. What do you mean by great sign-off line? Are you talking our own from other people, like Walter Cronkite? And that's the way it is. Or Paul Harvey? And now you know the rest of the story. Are you talking, Jim, our sign-off lines or from others? Got to let us know. David Letterman throwing his pen, which I do this in his honor. From my cousin Christine in Madison Hat. She goes, I think we might go to Taco Time for supper. I think you should. We'll talk about the leader in the clubhouse for the Taco Time comment of the week when we come back in hour two. And Arash Madani will be with us. Stick around.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business.
Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
A Landmark Cinemas $30 gift card with $40 in great movie savings is the perfect gift to give, or give to yourself. Get yours today in theater or online at landmarkcinemas.com and make it a merry movie season. Landmark Cinemas, for movie lovers.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special.
Holy, it's pretty impressive.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
We need a new tagline. I think we're going to move on from Canada's daytime sports talk show. My mind immediately went to North America's daytime sports talk show, and it's just too long. From my cousin Christine in Sports Talk for Everyone. Andrew Miller, watching on YouTube, says, the daytime sports talk show. That's it. Frank Limaker's watching in Airdrie, Alberta. And he writes, and he says, how about the premier Can-Am sports talk show?
How about that? This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome, everybody, to Hour 2 of the RP Show, originating from sunny South Florida. Another beautiful day in paradise. Hour 2 is brought to you by Great Western's Original 16 beer. Hopefully there's some in your fridge. It is daytime sports talk as we welcome into the program for Hour 2 the lovely, talented co-host and also owner, president, and CEO of the Rod Pedersen Show, Darren Moose Dupont. How you doing, Moose?
Hi, I'm doing good. You?
Good. I'm going to say something right off the hop here. It is taco time, viewer takeover, and the leader in the clubhouse is from Stacy Champagne, way back on Monday, watching at Access Television World Headquarters. And I'm not going to ask Clark to put it up, unless he has it, but I don't expect you to put it up, Clark. That's the leader. And it was something along the lines of, just like a great taco from Taco Time, the Riders sadly fell apart in the West Final. I just thought it was so darn cute. Have you noticed the last 3 winners of the Taco Time Comment of the Week were all Taco Time related? Have you noticed that, Darren?
Yeah, and I'm wondering about that. You know, as a viewer, am I, like, if we tipped our hat and it's like, look, you got to tweet Taco Time stuff to win it? Or
no?
Do we want great sports, thoughts and interesting?
It just happened that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Rowdy Roddy Piper says, just when you think you got the answers, we change the question. And that's what's going to happen here. So
I'm waiting for somebody to have a really great prediction of the Grey Cup, of how the Grey Cup's going to go, and the prediction, whether it's witty or funny or just really out there, kind of get it to the top of the clubhouse. Maybe that's what it'll take. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I've subliminally slipped it in during the show today. Here's the tagline. Because as I was writing down, you've seen my notebook that I've done 630 shows of the outline here. I was writing Canada's daytime sports talk, and I went, just scratched out Canada. Daytime sports talk.
Period.
The RP Show. Simple, clean, tells you what time we're on, and does not have any geographical references, which was what Phil Kershaw, a marketing guru, told us. And I love it. So back to, we all did it together. Very important that you work together.
Yes.
There are some people in the comment section that are getting, what should I say? Not agitated, but they're trying to upset.
Okay.
And that's not going to work. So just stop. They're trying to get a reaction out of me. So just stop. I don't like it. So if you're welcome to leave at any time. I see Free Oleg watching in Winnipeg. Where is he? Got a couple great comments here. I like this Free Oleg guy. He says, I'm sticking around until hour 2. Sexy Darren Lasso will be back. And Free Oleg goes on to predict. Here's score prediction, everybody. Let's do this for the 2021 Grey Cup on Sunday. The 108th Grey Cup. What's your score prediction? Oleg's gone first. Free Oleg says TiCats 41, Bombers 38. I can't see it being a high-scoring track meet. I can't. And while we're sitting here, I'll look up the forecast for Hamilton on Sunday. I'm not sure how many people have done that. I've got Bombers by 7. I've got Bombers by 7. I'm going to say Winnipeg 27, Hamilton 20. That's what I'm going to say. Everybody. No, we do have a Predict the Score contest. Who sponsors that, Moose, by the way? Don't we have a...
We're doing some giveaways with Bet Regal and some merchandise and a few little things. Yeah.
Jeff the Stamps fan says TiCats 35, Bombers 19. What's with all the TiCat love? And that's cool, by the way. Did you know there's a Hamilton, Montana, Hamilton, Massachusetts, Hamilton, Ontario, Hamilton, Ohio, Hamilton, New York, Hamilton, Alabama, Hamilton, New Zealand, Hamilton, Bermuda? Did you know all these things?
I saw the New Zealand one that popped up on my phone. It's going to be beautiful, actually, on Sunday, hey?
I was, in Hamilton, New Zealand?
And all of them. Hamilton, Ontario looks pretty good. I don't know what you have for a forecast.
Sunny and plus 6 Celsius.
Yeah, I got sunny and 5, so probably down to like 3 by the game. It's going to be great.
I was watching Dateline the other night, and it was originating from Hamilton, Ohio. I'm like, you're kidding me. We were just talking about it last week. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same thing happened. I was looking it up on my weather app. Well, here you go. Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, writes in and he says the prediction model that he's running the sim.
Whoa.
He says the prediction model has Winnipeg 28, Hamilton 24. And if that was the case, they'd cover.
Yeah. Whoa.
Where's Rick Ralph on that one?
How
about that?
Was going to go 27,
there you
24
go.
Winnipeg.
You got 27-24 Winnipeg?
27-24, and then I saw Nelson's. I'm like, that's pretty close. That's pretty much the same thing. Except his has Winnipeg covering. I had them covering before, and now at 3.5, I don't think they're covering. So I think it'll be 27-24 Winnipeg.
I'm always habitually astounded by the interest people show in the Arizona Coyotes situation. I'm just stunned because people in Arizona don't care as much as the people in Canada do. And I think it's only because it's a National Hockey League franchise where we take hockey very seriously.
Yeah.
For those that missed it, and I might have deleted it from my morning, from the warm-up, but basically the city of Glendale. No, I do have it here. The Arizona Coyotes could be looking for a new home sooner than expected. The city of Glendale informed the team that it intends to lock the Coyotes out of Gila River Arena by December 20th if all outstanding debts to the city and the management company for the arena are not paid. I swear to God, I thought it was a couple of $1,000s at first, Moose. I read a little further. $1.3 million in back taxes owed to the city by the Arizona Coyotes. And the Coyotes sending out a statement Wednesday night. Here's the statement. We have already launched an investigation to determine how this could have happened. And the initial indications are that it appears to be the result of an unfortunate human error. Like, for instance, we moved and the city of Glendale didn't get our new address. Oh, our bad. Checks in the mail. Like,
yeah, there's human error. I didn't pay the taxes.
Are you a Steve Martin fan?
Yeah.
He has a legendary stand-up comedy routine where he goes, I'm going to tell you how you could be a millionaire and never pay taxes. Say it again. I'm going to tell you how you can be a millionaire and never pay taxes. You want to know how, Darren? First, get $1 million. First, get $1 million. And then when the tax person comes to your door and says, you owe us taxes on that $1 million you have, you know what you say? I forgot. So clearly the Arizona Coyotes have been watching too much Steve Martin. We forgot. I'm sorry. We sent it to the wrong way. The delivery guy got lost sending your check to the city of Glendale. Listen, it's going to show up anytime. Don't worry, guys. What'd you have to go to the media for? What'd you have to go to? Come on.
Don't worry. It's on the way.
I think the thing that bothers me the most about all of it is how stupid do you think people are? And it's not just the Arizona Coyotes. I mean, sometimes I can't remember right now the specific incident, but there was something we were debating over the last month, some incident in hockey or sports, might not even have been hockey, but it was like, could this actually happen with a pro team? Could they actually think that? Yes, it could, because I've seen it happen over and over. Yes, they could be that stupid, or they could think that you're that stupid by making these statements. Well, this is human error. What do you mean? I had the collections guy that I read last hour, his text. He goes, I work in collections in the bank. You don't get to this point without multiple conversations and trying to bridge that gap and get some for to pay. Like, so you give us $100,000, okay? And we'll back off for no. So I guess, and by the way, what got me on this was Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, says, does anyone actually know what happens if the Coyotes get locked out of their arena? I think my initial answer to that would be, well, let's wait till December 20th.
My reaction is they go couch surfing, right? Think I can stay here for a few days? Like, can we stay here for a few days? Is it okay? Can we play a few games here? Right? I'll chip in for food and rent.
Well, I don't know if other teams should be an accomplice, should be an accessory to this. How about the other 31 teams saying, hey, Coyotes, pay your damn rent. You're making us look bad. Because this show airs in, it's 1:11, by the way, Eastern. The opportunity portal is opening. Obviously, I've mentioned I've been getting really there. Look at me there. I'm right here. I'm getting just annoyed with people because those Coyotes fans. I mean, what I love about this show, this show airs in Arizona on TDS cable, same cable carrier that carries us in Florida. And those viewers have written us, whether it be in the comments section or through email or Twitter. And they're like, Rod, you don't understand. These owners of the Coyotes, they've got billions of dollars. They own multiple casinos. And I'm like, I don't care how much money you have. You can still have money and still operate your team with integrity and professionalism. That's the problem. That I don't care how much money you have. That doesn't mean anything to me. But a lot of these guys, or as my mom used to say, guys with more money than brains. How about more money than class? Just pay your damn bills. But I guess my question to you is why is there such a fascination with the Arizona Coyotes, Darren? Like the last time we talked about this, it was like one of our highest viewed videos, remember?
Yes. And it will be again.
Why is that?
There's fascination because those other big markets across the U.S. and Canada, and, they are Houston, Kansas City, Quebec City, and there might be a few others as well. They watch it intently because they want to see where the dominoes are going to go, where the chips are going to fall. If this doesn't work out and they get booted, are they going to come knocking? And are we going to get an NHL team move to one of those big markets? Is Houston that likely destination? So you get interest there. You get interest in Arizona because they don't want to lose their team. The actual fans, the few of them that are there, they don't want to lose their team. It's incredibly entertaining to watch, the NHL kind of hang on to this and push this through and, not want to give up on the dream that is hockey in the desert. So there's a lot of intrigue here watching this develop from multiple different angles.
Everybody likes to watch the train wreck or the car crash. Because I'd prefer not to follow it. Great comment here from Robin watching in the Gateway to the North. He says, if you want to know what happens when you get locked out of your building, ask the Newfoundland Growlers of the ECHL. I got a buddy in St. John, Newfoundland, who we talked back and forth with, and he said it is ugly. They literally have nowhere to play, right? They have nowhere to play.
Yeah.
They're not getting in their rink. And now I think overall, I think people just watch this show for entertainment because it very seems to me like they're not listening to what I say, right? It's pretty clear. But I've been around these owners of all leagues for a long time. And I swear this is how a lot of them think. Not all of them, but a lot of them think, oh, they're not going to lock us out of the... It's just a scare tactic. It's just a letter. So they went to the media. That happens all the time in these situations. We're an NHL team. They're not going to actually lock us out of the rink. They need us. That's how they think, Darren. You understand that, right? And I just think there's a very good chance that the Coyotes will show up, Andre Tourigny, 2 hours before game time with his suit in a garment bag and rattle on the door and there's a padlock on it. I could very easily see that happening. I really could.
Yeah.
Well, Earl James, watching on YouTube, says the Coyotes were just seeing what they could get away with. He's probably right because the people in Arizona are telling me that the Coyotes owners have the money. They just don't want to pay it. Wouldn't that be nice? I have the money, but I don't want to pay that speeding ticket that I got last week. Like, at what point is this right?
I know. It's wild from an ownership perspective because it's a completely different business. So just because the owners have the money doesn't mean the business, they want to keep putting the money into the business, right? That is the hockey team. So if the hockey team's losing money, then the hockey team can't pay their bills. They kind of operate these businesses separately from themselves. So there's a little bit of, well, if you own the team, you should be responsible for making sure it's got enough money to continue to operate. But on the other hand, it's like, look, we're losing all this money. We can't pay all of our bills. We need some support from the community. But they clearly aren't getting along, or it wouldn't be at this stage if they got along.
Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, what city would want an NHL team that doesn't pay its taxes? You'd be shocked how many would.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, some Grey Cup talk, some NHL talk. We'll talk about tonight's featured game, and we'll be going live to the 108th Grey Cup. Sportsnet's Arash Madani will be with us. You are watching Daytime Sports Talk, the Rod Pedersen Show on Game Plus Television Network across all 10 provinces and 31 states, including beautiful Florida on TDS Cable. Call your cable provider for details. Live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
I started the Shatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I'm proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Got a sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Another beautiful sunny day, daytime sports talk from South Florida. It's the RP Show, taking care of some business before we bring the Moose back in. He's in the NHL's Bermuda Triangle as we speak. The poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, the best Vince Vaughn movie of all time is ... Running Away with It, Wedding Crashers. I mean, running away with it. 37% of the vote. 31% say Dodgeball, which I wasn't the biggest fan of, believe it or not. 24% say Old School, and 8% voting for Other, which there are a lot of other Vince Vaughn movies. Addiction, it destroys relationships, families, and lives. But the good news is addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center, recovery for life. Go to aurorarecovery.com. Moose has some breaking news. We'll get to him in a minute. Just hang on, guys. A sports update everywhere else. The NHL Board of Governors opened its annual meeting in Florida today with the Chicago Blackhawks scandal and the upcoming Olympics among the topics expected to be discussed. On the ice, meanwhile, 5 Canadian teams are in action tonight. Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, and Edmonton are all at home, while the Winnipeg Jets visit Seattle. Go back and watch the preview of the game with Andrew Hustler Patterson earlier. He's not too panicked about his Jets, despite the fact they're 6th in the Central Division. The last 3 teams to host the Grey Cup game have emerged victorious. That's good news for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, who will host the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the 108th Grey Cup this Sunday at Tim Hortons Field. Both teams practice today in snowy Hamilton. Going to be +6, we found out, Celsius, and sunny on Sunday. The Pittsburgh Steelers face the Vikings tonight on Thursday Night Football in their first visit to Minnie in 16 years. Both teams are on the outside of the playoff picture in their respective conferences. 8:20 kickoff on Fox. And the Toronto Raptors canceled practice today due to COVID-19 health and safety protocols. The team says it made the decision out of an abundance of caution. Isn't everybody? And that further details will be provided when necessary. The sports update for dubnetwork.ca and for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars. Order yours today at g2gbars.ca. Use the promo code RP Show and get 20% off. Let's bring the Moose back in and that beautiful Muzzy. And you texted me the news. Ring the bell, you pansy. The breaking news bell. Is this breaking news or a breaking rumor?
Sounds like it's breaking news. Now, we don't know what position it's for, but the Vancouver Canucks are moving quickly on Jim Rutherford and working to get that deal done. I'm just going to pull up Drager's tweet here. I had it for a second. If it'll load. Things are escalating between veteran NHL executive Jim Rutherford and the Vancouver Canucks. A deal is expected to get done, although sources won't confirm if it's for the president's role or both president and GM. So it looks like the tandem in Vancouver could be Jim Rutherford and Bruce Boudreau.
How about that?
How about that?
Oh, how about that? One, Rod?
I don't think anybody saw that coming. I don't think anybody saw Bruce Boudreau coming, let alone Jim Rutherford. Hall of Fame general manager of the Hurricanes and the Penguins. How about that? Well, we can delve into that. It is Taco Time viewer takeover. Come early here. Arlen Bruce III writes in, who should be in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Hey, AB. He says, RP, will you be near Orlando, Florida, January 1st for the Citrus Bowl? My son plays against Kentucky. He's a phenomenal freshman receiver for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Ireland, this is what I'm thinking. The Montreal Canadiens are here January 1st against the Florida Panthers. And Darren, you know that I got a lot of friends here in South Florida, one of which you know personally.
Yes.
The biggest Montreal Canadiens fan you know. So what do you think that means? We're going to the game. I'm going to the game with Bob Marrier. Thanks, Bob. Hello.
You're going to be at the hockey game. No, I knew that right away.
I'm going to be at the hockey game with Bob Marrier. I apologize. Montreal Canadiens on New Year's Day. If it matters, AB, I'm going to be at the Citrus Bowl or the Orange Bowl New Year's Eve, I think. That's the plan.
Yep.
It's just one thing Moose said about this show. We need to go where the action is. And I can tell you there's a lot of action in the state of Florida. A ton.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to retweet this morning, but I didn't want to get canceled. I'll just say it on the air, though. It's not going to cancel me. It was some guy saying, I'm vacationing with my family in Florida. No masks. Everybody loves Trump, and they're living like normal. And I'm like, hello? Yes. You do see a lot of people with masks, like in the grocery store. It's your choice. You want to wear a mask? Cool. You don't want to wear a mask? That's fine, too. I told you I was going to Macy's the other day. I was in the mall, and there was a sign, please keep 6 feet apart if you can. Like, literally, you know what I mean? Like, it was...
Please keep, but only if you can, okay? Just
right.
It's kind of up to
you. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of driving me nuts. I told everybody in September when I was here that I was coming back.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to Arizona in terms of the posted speed limits, Moose, are a guideline. You want to go 90 mile an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone? You want to do that on a motorcycle with no helmet? If you die, that's your problem. You know what I mean? There's a lot of personal accountability in the states of Florida, Texas, and Arizona. And I just feel so at home here. Earl James writes in and says, Arlen Bruce not in the Hall of Fame? Shameful. It is, but I feel like that's a topic for another day. Now, it's not like Arlen doesn't know. He launched a lawsuit against the CFL because of accumulation of concussions, and that is believed to be the reason that he is not in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Like, the shine is off a lot of these halls of fame for me for reasons like that.
Yeah.
You know, similar to Theron Fleury. We don't need to go down that road other than to say, has the guy had a Hall of Fame career? Yes. Put him in. Arlen Bruce has.
Yeah.
From Ken Gill, watching in Seattle. Oh, no, he's in Pittsburgh. Here's another one. Brian Woods, CEO of the Spring League, is being sued by a hotel in Indianapolis and Lucas Oil Stadium for $1.4 million. Woods is now an executive with Fox-owned United States Football League. Is that related in some way? What are we getting at here?
Yeah.
Just that some of these big money guys might play fast and loose with the law?
Right.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, connecting that to the Coyotes is my thought.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I don't know who the anonymous... Do you see the last comment came in on YouTube? It's like somebody just headbutted their keyboard. It's like a whole bunch of letters. When Rod starts talking freedom, you know he's gone full Saskatchewan. Yikes. Yeah, but I'm not in Saskatchewan, so try better. Arash Madani coming up from Grey Cup. Moose, what is your featured game tonight? I got 3, 6, 9, 10 NHL games. I've been kind of running through them. I've been running through them as the night's gone on. Your Leafs are playing the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight, 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions. I think the Oilers Bruins is a gooder. Rematch of the 1990 Stanley Cup final.
The Flames is a good one.
Jets, it's
Carolina.
Yeah. That's probably the game. That is... Well, I think the Flames will win it, but that's probably... Well, there's a lot of good games tonight, man. And to be honest with you, do you get tingles like I do when it's an original 6 matchup like Chicago at Montreal? I still do. Leafs, Rangers, Bruins, Habs.
Sometimes. Usually I do, but the game has to be. If the two teams are good and it's original 6, that does even more for me. If it's in the playoffs, amazing. Most of the time, every matchup I don't really get that excited for, but if it has a little extra meaning, yeah, for sure.
Fair.
And then Thursday Night
Steve
Football, I'm kind of
McIntosh.
into that today.
That's a good featured game.
Yeah.
6-5-1 Pittsburgh Steelers at the 5-7 Minnesota Vikings. It's not like I haven't been here before. I've been here multiple times, but I still can't get over the amount of college football talk. It's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
You would think there's no other sports going on, and that includes the National Football League, where they have 3 teams in this state. It's all college football. And I get that it's bowl season, and I get that 90% of the bowls are being played here.
Mm-hmm.
But wow. And I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Steve McIntosh, watching in Hamilton, says maybe the Coyotes want to be like Trump. He doesn't pay his taxes either.
Boom.
Hey. We've done pretty good not politicizing the show for quite some time, haven't we? A long time.
It's been good.
Yeah, I think people enjoy that, and I know that you and I enjoy not politicizing it.
That's right.
But I'm the one that brought up Trump first, so. Jack in Alberta watching. He says, Darren nailed it. It's run as a separate business. If it's losing money, let it go. He's talking about the Coyotes. What's he talking about there?
Yeah, Coyotes.
Let it sell it? We were going to get into the... Furthermore, Jack says, Rod, I asked you in September, and I'll ask again, why don't you move to Florida and visit Regina? You're a smart guy, Jack. That's a great idea. But Jeff, the Stamps fan, asked earlier, who would want a team that doesn't pay its taxes? Who would want a team in their city? And, well, listen, I'm pretty sure Houston would. Pretty sure Kansas City would. I know Quebec City would, because if that owner continues to not pay taxes, he's going to lose the team. He'll get thrown in jail. And the team will become available, and somebody will buy it. I guess, let me back up. For smart? Do you think that this gets to December 20th without the Coyotes having a rink to play in? Which reminds me, I appreciate everybody being part of the discussion here. Jamie's watching in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, with an update on the Newfoundland Growlers. He said they settled the arena dispute. The Growlers were kicked out of their rink, but they've been back placed in the rink in St. John's, Newfoundland for the last couple of weeks. So they went public with the story. It settled it. Do you think that happens here, A? And B, well, whether it's going public or not, do you think it gets settled before December 20th?
Yes. The league's not going to let a deadline come and have the Coyotes be homeless. They're going to have a place to play their games. Has to be up to NHL standards. The league will be all over this. They're already all over this. Exploring the situation and figuring, okay, what's going to happen? Where are we going to temporarily play these games? How do we resolve this? And when a business owner is going to put money into the Coyotes to pay these bills, he's a shareholder of that business, when he owns it. So it's still a loan that has to be paid back. So essentially, if the team has no intentions or no potential to make money, he's lighting it on fire. So he has to decide if he's going to do that or not. Moving to Houston, you don't assume that he's not going to pay his taxes because he's going to actually make more money, be more fans, have more fan engagement in that market. So it's not an issue of bringing somebody in who doesn't pay his taxes. It's bringing a business in that has the potential to make more money than where it is now.
Again, I'm astounded at the interest of our viewers and Canadians in general and hockey fans in America in the Coyotes story. They'd rather talk about that than any of these 10 games tonight in the NHL, which is fine. I'm here to talk about anything. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Robin in Prince Albert says the one thing that will save the Coyotes and stay in Phoenix is Austin Matthews. And that's quite interesting because it seems to be a foregone conclusion that the second Austin Matthews is eligible to leave Toronto and go to home, he will. And good for him, because I think that is, what happens first? The Coyotes leaving or Austin Matthews signing there?
I know.
That might be the best one. We're not ban this guy that's got the anonymous account and is being a jerk. Get him out of here. You and I are the bouncers in the club, Moose. We get to decide who stays and who goes. Feels good. And by the way, Eric Thomas on YouTube says, I need to buy one of those pink shirts. Can we get them in the store?
Yeah, I didn't think they would be pop. Remember when we got them, the clothing supplier, Sean thought, he likes you like some of those bright colors, and he literally got one of each color just for you, not as an item in the store. So, yeah, if there's an interest, we can give Sean a call and get some of those made up.
Remind me, we'll talk about that in overtime when I see you next. Cool?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, when we come back, going live to Grey Cup with Sportsnet's Arash Madani. You're watching the RP Show. Daytime sports talk on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube, live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
A Landmark Cinemas $30 gift card with $40 in great movie savings is the perfect gift to give. Or give to yourself. Get yours today in theater or online at landmarkcinemas.com and make it a merry movie season. Landmark Cinemas, for movie lovers.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feel in the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama. I live for the emotion. No one can take me down.
FanDuel.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
It's the RP Show on another beautiful, hot, sunny South Florida day. Daytime sports talk coming your way here on Game Plus. Here's some news out of Las Vegas with regards to Henry Ruggs III. A lot of coverage going on from the 108th Grey Cup. And let's go there now. Sportsnet's Arash Madani is with us. He's been covering it all week with his brand new analyst, Eddie Steele. And we appreciate the time from the Hammer, Arash. This is right down your alley. How's the week been down there?
So far, so good, Roddy. I just finished with TiCats Media Day. The Bombers are going to come up in about an hour or so. And, it's Thursday, so it means closed practices. And yesterday, first day of workouts. Standard operating procedure, man. And I learned a few things today about some of the TiCats. But beyond that, it's the hurry up and wait game until Sunday.
Well, are you telling me you wouldn't notice a difference from any other year than this 108th Grey Cup?
There's a lot of talk about the protocols and all those kinds of things. Look, we're wearing masks. We had a media day today where we were in a ballroom with everybody instead of us having our own booth. The players had their own booth, kind of like a Super Bowl format or an NBA Finals World Series format. So you go get a chance to talk to them. You're just 6 feet apart. There's a couple of velvet ropes there, but you get a real opportunity. It's a little different, but the world's different. But this has been all week as there's been all year.
Breaking up a little bit, Arash. I don't know if there's anything you can do. Overall, it's fine. But the thing is, you and I have covered many Grey Cups together over the years. I've been to 20. I don't know how many you've been to. Let's talk about the nightlife, the scuttlebutt, the this, the that. You're talking about all the business stuff. What about the vibe, the Grey Cup vibe? Is that going on?
Not really. And a lot of those events have been shut down. Now, Spirit of Edmonton is going to be happening, but a lot of those teams that bring their events here, they're not this year. So I think that's in part why Hamilton 2023 is going to be happening. But yeah, from that standpoint, Roddy, it's as of now, and granted it's Thursday, usually it's Thursday night, Friday where things start to ramp up. I don't think Riderville's happening. I don't think Touchdown Manitoba is happening in May. But there's a lot less of it's a lot more muted, put it that way, from the party standpoint. And a lot of the headquarters for the media events are the convention center, and usually that's kind of the nerve center of a Grey Cup, and it's a lot quieter. You got to get tested to go in and all those kinds of things, show proof of double vax, but I haven't seen many party things yet, although it's Thursday. Now, the other difference is 24,000 people are seated in that stadium. So it's not like you're putting 40 or 45,000 like previous Grey Cup. So it is a little different.
Yeah, fair, but you're not putting in people 6 feet apart. Come game time Sunday, it's going to look like a real game. And what do you think the breakdown's going to be? You notice it was after Hamilton won the East Final that the statement came out that the game was sold out. So clearly people were waiting. So with the TiCats in it, what do you expect for a atmosphere?
Yeah, I would predict it's going to be a very biased Hamilton crowd, a predominantly Tiger Cats home field advantage. Roddy, I'm getting the sense just being around here that this may be the last dance of these TiCats as we know. I was talking to Brandon Banks today, and he said this is the most difficult year on him mentally, dealing with a lot of mental health stuff. The protocols, the restrictions really affected him. There continues to be talk around the future of Orlando Steinauer. Will he remain with Hamilton? Will he remain in the CFL? Condell going to stick around, the offensive coordinator? Banks is not a spring chicken. Simone Lawrence is 32, has been around this team since 2013. What's his future? Evans has a decision to make there. Wouldn't surprise me if Toronto backs up the Brinks truck to go get Dane Evans this offseason. I just get the sense that a lot of the DNA of this Hamilton team that you have known for a long time, this may be it. And I asked Orlando about it today, and he said I can understand why from the outside you would think that this could be that. He said it's definitely not talked about in our locker room, that's for sure. But more and more, I'm just getting the sense that this could be the TiCats as we've known them for the last few years could look a lot different next year. That's just a sense I'm getting being around this thing.
Yeah, but that's a wonderful angle, Arash, because as they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I mean, Winnipeg, or at least I am picking them to win. The odds makers are. Will it take an edge like that for Hamilton, a win one for the Gipper type thing, and an emotional chip on their shoulder that could turn the tide in this game, do you think?
No, I think it comes down to Hamilton being able to stop the run. I think it's going to come down to Hamilton's offensive line being able to neutralize Jackson Jeffcoat and Willie Jefferson. And if, it's so funny, Roddy.
Oh, boy. The internet gods have just been dropping out right at the exact times. What do we do, Clark? What do we do? Is he refreshing or what is he doing? Okay, Arash, we're back with you. They said we got 90 seconds left. You got into the matchups and Hamilton's O-line neutralizing the bookends, Jeffcoat and Jefferson. That's a big key in this game.
Yeah, and Roddy was 5 receiver sets and spread offenses and, air the ball. Well, you watch the East Final, you watch the West Final, even the West semifinal. This is coming down to who wins the battle with special teams, who's winning down the battle of the line of scrimmage, who is going to win the battles at the point of attack. It's going to be Don Jackson who dominates. And when you spend time around both teams, all Hamilton's defensive players talk about Winnipeg's in second and long rather than second and just everything. I got yours on
Unfortunately, we're going to have to let him go. And that's terrible because we were getting in a tremendous breakdown of the game with Arash. But we'll take a timeout and be back to wrap up today's show with Overtime and Taco Time Viewer Takeover next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Here we go. It is Daytime Sports Talk, the RP Show. We're into overtime. Proudly presented by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC, the NHL, and the Seattle Kraken fan club. Seattle Kraken home to the Winnipeg Jets tonight. Can they smash the Greek Freaks Kraken? Make it 2 for 2 against the Greek Freaks teams, the Leafs and the Kraken. Those rascally Winnipeg Jets. I'll get to your comments in a moment. If we can get the Moose on the screen here, I would love it. The Moose and his Muzzy are back. Hour 2 of the RP Show is brought to you by Great Western's Original 16, an Original 16 to fit your active lifestyle, a superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. taste without compromise. Pick up at a store near you today. And this Taco Time viewer takeover brought to you by Taco Time. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday.
Awesome.
And everybody's telling me that they're going to get Taco Time tonight for supper. Mom, Maxi fries. Right, Moose?
The Maxi fries.
And I've noticed, we didn't do the Great Western Ultra Sports Update. We'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow, okay? Everybody?
Okay.
Are we on that?
We're on that.
Approved.
So from our viewers, because a lot of them want to talk hockey, believe it or not, and I'll flip back to the YouTube viewers in a moment, but Grant is watching in Kelowna regarding today's news that Jim Rutherford is being hired to be the general manager of the Vancouver Canucks. Grant in Kelowna writes in and he says, I never saw Bruce Boudreau coming to Vancouver, but adding Jim Rutherford adds a lot of experience in the coach and GM department. And you know what? The way he says that, and I just feel like we're all sitting around a table having coffee here, Moose, to be quite frank.
Yep.
I like the hire. I mean, you could say Jim Rutherford's past his prime, but why would you say that? Obviously, he left Pittsburgh for whatever reason. Nobody ever knew or was never reported. And we actually thought he was done. He's around 70.
Right.
But he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. Won his Stanley Cups, Carolina, and he's got at least one with Pittsburgh, right? I believe, at least one with Pittsburgh. Guy knows what he's doing. The Vancouver Canucks need somebody that knows what he's doing. I think my only criticism of this earlier in the week was you needed Henrik and Daniel Sedin to tell you that you should hire Jim Rutherford. Is that what you needed? But on the flip side, the owner, Francesco Aquilini, is an owner that clearly doesn't know anything. So, bend the ear of these guys that you have in-house, Henrik and Daniel. But I think any hockey guy could have told you, here's who's available.
Yeah.
And on the Arizona Coyote thing, Brad, watching in the sweatpants capital, writes in and he says, it's a black eye for the NHL that just keeps reappearing and in the media every once in a while about monies owed by the Arizona Coyotes. How long have the Coyotes not paid what is owed to the arena, city, or state? It should be a league bylaw that all teams keep arena leases / rents current and that provincial or state taxes are kept current. I hope the Coyotes move to the new Videotron Arena in Quebec City. The rumor keeps going back to them moving to Houston. The person that owns the Houston Rockets of the NBA has deep pockets and would love more seat-filling events for the arena there. Signed, sincerely, Brad, Rider Fan 1910. Very well-reasoned guy right there. Mm-hmm. Tillman Fertitta is the gentleman of which he speaks, the voice of the Houston Rockets, and he has said he wants an NHL team. I don't believe that, frankly, the Arizona Coyotes are going anywhere, but I think the guys that own the team right now are bad news. And until this particular ownership group, and I've been following that team very closely since my friend Gary Drummond was part of the ownership group with Ice Edge Arizona, there were no unpaid bill issues or staff bonuses or anything or vendors until this group got in there. The current group got in there.
Yeah.
So your take on those comments, Boudreau
I want to start
Rutherford
in Vancouver.
And Vancouver
I want to start in Vancouver. And, when I was there and talking to Canucks fans and speaking with people on the West Coast, it's very much an us against the world mentality, right? We talked about this in the playoffs. They don't want to be Canada's team. They don't want to be that. They want to, if you're not from Vancouver or part of that group, but it's a little bit of like us against the world and needing a little bit of credibility. And I think Travis Green's a young coach. I think he's got a bright future. I love him as a coach. But again, a little bit unproven at that level. You look at the agents they've brought in, whether Jim Benning and Mike Gillis, to be their general manager. Again, not big proven guys and Stanley Cup winners at that level as being a general manager. So now you bring in some hockey names with resumes and credibility. And, I think that adds a lot of pride and a lot of hope to that community. I think Jim Rutherford and Bruce Boudreau, they're credible hockey guys who have had success. No matter if they're past their prime or not, I think that gets Vancouver fans excited that, okay, maybe we're doing this the right way, the way we haven't done it recently in the past, and these two guys can get us on the right track. So I think that's a very optimistic and positive move, and it's that kind of a situation for Canucks and Canucks fans.
By the way, I think Arash Madani might be the rock star of the day. He might end up being the rock star of the day for our friends at Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions. They specialize in improving your company's performance and bottom line through supply chain management services. Can we get the guitar across the screen? I just love that so much. Here we go. Mandy in Edmonton says, Arash said last dance of the TiCats, and then it cut out. I think we all picked up what Arash was putting down. Brandon Banks going to be gone. Orlando Steinauer going to be gone. Dane Evans might be gone. He's going to free agency. Last minute of play of the RP show. So the difference here with the last dance is the Chicago Bulls had already won 5 championships. The last dance was the 6th. TiCats haven't won diddly squat, but it could still work in their favor, right? In terms of, hey, this is it, guys. Win one for the Gipper in 30 seconds, Moose. That sets up quite an interesting storyline for Saturday.
Huge storyline because there was so much expectations coming into the year, and they were so dominant 2 years ago. So this is going to be really, really fun, and that adds a little extra excitement for Hamilton Tiger Cats fans.
See you tomorrow, Moose.
I will see you tomorrow for Football Friday.
And the same goes to all you beautiful viewers. Thanks to Hustler Patterson for joining us from Winnipeg Sports Talk and Arash Madani from Grey Cup. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 Eastern here on Game Front. I don't know. This is not an online therapy session whatsoever.